Alright everyone, there's a site called Newsguard that's been sort of spoken of by part of the alt media for the last month or so. They've been trying to take their AI, like algorithmic manipulation, bullcrap, censorship, and export it to other sites. Well, we can protect against fake news, you just have to use our service, and it's like ad-based, like it can work on ad applications. Like, you know, you won't see ads from sites that we've deemed to be fake news anymore on your website if you install Newsguard. Now they're partnering with Microsoft, actually, and they're trying to get users to upgrade Edge in order to automatically have Newsguard. And this was done without the user's knowledge or consent, so people are a little bit pissed at Microsoft. But then I'm thinking to myself, who uses Edge? Really? And by the way, who uses Chrome? They're building in their own fake news bullshit as well. You should be using at least Firefox, and Firefox is not as good as it used to be. I used it for years. I now use Pale Moon, which is a stripped down, more simplistic version of Firefox, like what Firefox was like maybe 10 years ago. It's more functional, it's quicker. Some people have had problems with it. It doesn't work well with all websites, and for those I use Opera. And then some people use Brave. So those are really the four: Firefox, Pale Moon, Opera, and Brave. Use one of those, or use two of them if you need to. Make sure to get like ad blocker, no script, all the good shit. Newsguard, though. What's the fucking point? You've already got, like let's say you Google something or look it up on Bing or whatever. It's already manipulated. It's already been gone through for fake news by these sites. And so now you're telling me you need another layer in order to do this? Like the users are too dumb to choose a browser that'll give them their sanitized version of corporate reality. So now it needs to be automated from within their search engine itself. So now it'll be manipulated there too, and that's another reason I stopped using Firefox, is they started developing that themselves. They were actually the first. Before Google and all the others, they made an announcement. It was like 2 years ago they announced, well, we're going to make a sort of an automated filtering system for this fake news sort of stuff and edgy content. I'm like, I don't want you to filter anything. I want a raw, pure reality. At what point does it stop being reality or news at all? Because if it's, you know, your browser is manipulating algorithms and censoring things. Your search engine is manipulating things. The social media sites manipulate what's there. Aggregators manipulate things. It's it's not reality. It's not really a consensus of reality at all. It's an attempt to influence and manipulate the consensus in one corporate-friendly direction. And these are all multi-billion-dollar corporations doing it. I think people are insane if they find that to be a good thing. I think that they should look for alternatives whenever possible. Like I used to use Google, as the search engine. I don't do that anymore. I'd rather use, some people use DuckDuckGo, there's Start Page, some people just default to Bing, there are others. I mean, what can I say, dude? I want to have an actual real reality. When I look up newsers, I was like, why do you think I started getting my news primarily from either local sources, RCP, and 4chan? The best aggregation services in the world are RCP, which ostensibly is more used for polling results than actual news stories. It aggregates everything it can because it wants to be competitive. And then, stuff you get in 4chan, you can hear about some major story from some local source on the ground with a fucking iPhone there half an hour before it breaks on any of the major news channels. So you can get out ahead of the news cycle and you can sort of get a real reality instead of one that's been heavily manipulated through, various, problems, various logical fallacies, various lies, basically, which is what the media does. You see an article, the article itself will be manipulated. Even on independent sources, it tends to be. Lie by structure. You put the stuff you don't want the person to notice at the end. You put the stuff you want them to really absorb in the first few sentences. It's as simple as that. Most people don't read past the first paragraph. You can scramble people's minds this way. Isn't that wonderful? It's a great form of propaganda, and you don't technically have to lie at all. You just have to screw around a little bit in a literary, journalistic sense. That's all you have to do. So everything's manipulated. It's all basically... CNN is going to be a trusted source. That's funny. So if they put out a piece entitled Why It's Illegal to Read WikiLeaks Releases... Yeah. Or like the Covington case, all of these trustworthy groups that, some of which haven't apologized and retracted yet, they were so sure of themselves in their Covington coverage. Meanwhile, all the fake news sources, according to corporate shills like Newsguard, they got it right, but they're not trustworthy. They don't know what they're talking about. It's because it's the wrong think reality that they don't want you to notice is actually real. So, if you're using Edge, you should definitely switch, but why would you be using it? please make your life a little bit more simple and use Firefox or some Mozilla-based sort of browser. Pale Moon is what I use. Or get Opera or get Brave or something. They're all functional. They're all faster. They're all certainly more secure than Edge or Chrome or whatever. I don't understand why people would still use vestigial services from companies that have really... Microsoft has problems. Like Windows 10 is basically, oh, we ripped off Windows 7 but made it less secure, and that's basically it. We gave it, hybrid app abilities, like it was kind of like a hybrid between a traditional operating system and a fucking smartphone, so people could use Google Talk and stuff. And it's like interesting, but I don't like the direction computing is going in at all. It's all cloud-based and interactive and stuff. No, I want some standalone shit. I like to do standalone stuff once in a while. What, am I gonna have to pony up $3,000 for a gaming laptop, I guess, to be able to have any standalone applications pretty soon? All the standard ones, they'll just be part of some fucking botnet anyway. Yeah, Bill Gates' secret army is the invisible empire or something. No, yeah, but for the 10 of you that probably still use Edge, you should make the switch. It's not that hard, trust me. Look, you can take Firefox, which doesn't look as good now as it used to, and you can actually install applications to make it look like the old Firefox. You can do this to Pale Moon. Pale Moon does anyway, though. It's highly functional. Opera's fine. Again, you can get AdBlock, you can get NoScript. They all run on all these browsers. Brave builds it in anyway, I think Opera to some extent. They have their own native sort of ad blocking. Much better than Edge, yeah, absolutely. That's about all. Peace out.